Hey guys, have you ever wondered what's the fastest and quickest police car out there?
Roman, what's the difference between fastest and quickest?
Good question, Michael. Fastest is top speed, quickest is 0 to 60, and thanks to the Michigan State Police, we're going to be able to answer that question because we've got some mind-blowing data. Mike, did you know the Michigan State Police just conducted a test where they took all the police vehicles that you can buy, or they can buy,
Exactly.
and they did comprehensive testing of these. They did 0 to 60, 0 to 80, 0 to 100, top speed, lifetime. They did
Braking distance,
and
all of the specs on all of the different vehicles. So they actually tested 12 different police vehicles ranging from anywhere from a Chevy Tahoe all the way to a Ford F-150 Responder to a hybrid Fusion. They rated all of them in a wide variety of tests.
so in this video, we're going to let you know which of these police vehicles is the fastest. And why are we going to do that, Michael?
Well, it's so you can find out if you can actually outrun the police in your own car at home, right?
Well, Michael, you can never outrun a police radio. But let's face it, when you see a police car, there's a little part of your brain that says, I wonder if my whatever you own is faster. And today we're going to find out. So let's start by going through the numbers. And before we get to the crucial numbers, the 0 to 60 and the top speed, let's talk about braking, because sometimes it's not how fast you go, but how fast you slow down. So let's start with braking. Michael, why don't you go through them?
Adam 2, what's your 20?
We have the braking distance from 60 miles an hour all the way down to 0 for every vehicle they tested.
Let's pretend this is the police car Olympics. So let's talk about the different vehicles and let's pick the top three. So the Tahoe PPV, what does that stand for, by the way?
Police pursuit vehicle. They had one in rear-wheel drive and one in four-wheel drive. As you can see, the four-wheel drive Tahoe, for whatever reason, despite being a heavier vehicle, stopped in a shorter distance, about 3 feet shorter, 142.5 feet.
All right, let's talk about the Chargers. We've got three that they tested. We've got the 3.6, which is a Pentastar rear-wheel drive, the rear-wheel 5.7, and the all-wheel drive Charger. How do they stop?
Well, the 3.6 took to that lightness thing that I was talking about earlier because it stopped in 126.9 feet. It was the best Charger that they tested. The all-wheel drive ones added a little bit more weight, as did the V8 engine. But they also had two Durangos. They had a Pentastar V6 Durango and a 5.7 Hemi Durango. The Pentastar was lighter, and once again, it stopped faster, 128.8 feet from 60 to 0.
So let's talk about the big boy, the Fords. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different Fords that they tested. What does PIU stand for?
That stands for Police Interceptor Utility, and what it means is it's really just a Ford Explorer that has been made for police use. But they tested 3 of them. We had one with a 3-liter twin turbocharged EcoBoost V6. They had 2 of the 3.3-liter V6s. One was a non-hybrid and one was a hybrid. The PRSH is the Police Responder Sedan Hybrid. That's what PRSH stands for.
They had a hybrid, Michael?
It's basically a Fusion hybrid, again made for police use. It has a 2-liter 4-cylinder hybrid powertrain. That one was the best vehicle for Ford in terms of braking distance. It stopped in 129.4 feet. And then they also have an F-150 Responder, which has the 3.5 EcoBoost V6.
Interestingly, there was only one pickup in the bunch, right? And it was the F-150. And where's the Crown Vic, Michael? Where is the Crown Vic?
The Crown Vic has been replaced by a hybrid Fusion, Roman.
All right, shall we unveil the results? So let's see which of the vehicles did the best.
Ready?
Yeah. Now, this is based not on which vehicle did the best, but based on the 3 different brands? Or is
Right.
this, yes.
This is the 3 best. The best from each manufacturer.
Right.
The Charger with the V6 was the best overall, 126.9 feet. The Fusion was actually 4th place, technically speaking. It's behind the Charger and the Durango, but it stopped at 129.4 feet. And then there's the Tahoe, which was, last. It was last and second last.
Ooh, so Chevy didn't do that well. But why don't we circle the top 3 just so that they have a sense of what 3 won? And let's take brand out of it. So
Okay, so number 1, first place goes to the V6 Charger, right?
Right.
Rear-wheel drive, that makes plenty of sense.
Yep.
Second place, also a Charger, but this time the 5.7 with rear-wheel drive. And third place goes to the Dodge Durango with the Pentastar V6.
Wow, so congratulations, FCA.
Yeah.
You swept the braking. All right, before we get to the numbers that everybody wants to see, and I'm going to keep you waiting because, well, That's the way these videos work, and you know that. Let's talk about kind of some interesting facts, because there are some interesting facts that we did figure out from diving deep into these numbers. So let's start with what you learned, Michael.
Well, a lot of the interesting facts that we learned about these police vehicles that were tested has to do with the drivetrain stuff, right? What engines, what transmissions they have underneath the hood. The Tahoe, pretty straightforward. It's a 5.3 naturally aspirated V8. It makes 355 horsepower, 383 pound-feet of torque, and it sends that power through a 6-speed automatic transmission. Both of them had a 3.08 rear axle ratio. Kind of weird. The Charger and Durangos, they both had either the 3.6 Pentastar V6 or the 5.7 Hemi V8 in either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive configurations. But the weird thing is the transmission. They all had 5-speed automatics, dude. What the heck? Why do the police departments get 5-speed automatics in their Chargers and their Durangos?
And how about the Fords? Let's talk about the Fords, because Ford certainly has, I think, the largest presence in the police world. So let's talk about what they brought to the table. They brought the utility, which is the Explorer, right?
Yep.
They brought the Interceptor utility,
Yep.
which is
the brand new 2020 Explorer.
And there's something interesting about that, because look at those numbers: 400 horsepower, 400 pound-foot of torque. Where do we get those numbers from?
These are from the brand new Lincoln Aviator, which just came out at the LA Auto Show. And the reason we're using these numbers is because that Lincoln Aviator uses the same 3-liter twin turbocharged V6 EcoBoost engine with a 10-speed automatic transmission.
So basically, we're guessing at these numbers because this is the new Explorer.
Exactly.
And Ford did not release those numbers on purpose because they don't want us knowing what those numbers are. Or maybe they did and the police in the report didn't put it in.
The police might have hidden it. We were hoping the police might have slipped up and told us the numbers, but they didn't. So we still don't know the official numbers, but 400 horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque could be a good guess.
And I gotta tell you, a police hybrid, really? I guess everybody's trying to save fuel, save some money, but yeah, I wouldn't be too terrified if I saw
188 horsepower and 129 pound-feet of torque coming at you.
with a CVT.
With a CVT.
Yeah. I think if I were in like a Fiesta or Focus ST, I'd be
gone.
I'd be gone, yeah. And of course, the F-150 is once again the only truck in this competition.
Yep.
Big 3.5 liter twin turbo EcoBoost.
It's by far the most powerful and the most torque here.
470 pound-foot of torque, 10-speed automatic. That is quite a combination.
Yeah, but as we are soon to find out, power isn't always what you need, Roman.
All right, we've kept you waiting long enough because now it's time to actually go to the meat of the matter and see which of these vehicles is the fastest, which is the quickest, and which is the one that you should be afraid of. So, Michael, why don't you go? It's a lot of numbers here.
It's a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers.
We're going to circle them and make it easy.
Why don't we circle them and just let's start with the fastest 0 to 60.
Suspect is in custody.
Number 3,
Yep.
the third quickest,
Yep.
0 to 60 on this list is the 5.7 Hemi V8 Charger in rear-wheel drive, 6.15 seconds, 0 to 60. Second place?
At sea level.
At sea level
Yep.
in Michigan. This was actually done at the Chelsea Proving Grounds, which is FCA's testing facility in Michigan.
Okay. Number 2.
Number 2, also a Charger. This time it's the all-wheel drive Charger, 5.87 seconds, 0 to 60. I think it makes sense that the all-wheel drive was just a hair faster than the rear-wheel drive, 0 to 60.
And the surprise of the group, because this is truly surprising. Who would have thought? Go for it, Michael.
Well, I think our guess at 400 horsepower might be kind of close because that police interceptor utility, the Ford Explorer of the police world, did 0 to 60 in 5.77 seconds with the 3-liter twin-turbo EcoBoost V6.
Yeah, so you're seeing a utility behind you and you think to yourself,
I could outrun that. Think again because you might get caught because it's quick from 0 to 60.
all right, now fastest. Of course, we all like to watch police chases, so what's the one that you don't want to try to run away from if you're being chased and you think that you're going to get on the highway and you're going to put the pedal to the metal? So let's start with number 3 and go to number 1.
Proceed with caution.
Number 3 is from Dodge. It's the Charger V6 rear-wheel drive. It did 141 miles an hour on the top end. But number 2 is also the Charger, actually. In fact, it's 2 Chargers. Both of the 5.7 liter Hemi V8s, didn't matter if it was all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive, they both topped out at 149 miles an hour.
We've got Charger as 3, a tie for second, Michael, and who or what is the fastest?
Once again, it's the Interceptor utility. That Explorer is going to be a quick vehicle, and it's also a fast vehicle, 150 miles an hour, 1 mile an hour faster than the V8 Chargers.
So there's only one thing left to reveal, and that, of course, is how well do they handle. I can't believe that the Explorer utility would be the fastest handling. So what was the fastest around the racetrack?
Be advised, car 4 has control of pursuit.
You better believe it, Roland, because it was.
Get out!
It was the Explorer. It was the Interceptor utility, a 136.5 on the racetrack they were using. That was the average lap time. This was the part where I think the police officers were having a little fun. Because you know what they did?
What?
They gave 4 officers 4 laps in every car around the track, and then took the average time from each officer.
And then 2 and 3, once again,
The Chargers.
the Charger.
No surprise there.
All right, Michael, it's time to do what everybody's been waiting for, and that is put the vehicles on the podium. And I think this is actually pretty straightforward.
Pretty easy.
If I look at these numbers, so
Yeah.
this is a rear-wheel drive Charger, right?
Yep, the 5.7 rear-wheel drive, 3rd place.
Okay, then second place has to be the all-wheel drive Charger, right?
That would make sense with the V8 once again.
Yeah.
In first place, believe it or not, the fastest and the quickest police car you can see out on the road is the Ford Police Interceptor Utility. Basically, the brand new Ford Explorer is the quickest and the fastest thing that the police force will have in its arsenal.
Well, there you have it, guys. Quite the surprising result. Thank you to the Michigan State Police for conducting all this testing. And only one thing left to be said.
Yeah, Roman, should we all go and try and outrun the police? Is that what we're saying here?
No, actually, I was going to say the exact opposite. While you probably can outrun some of these vehicles, especially the hybrid, you're probably never going to outrun a police radio.
Yeah, guys, don't try and outrun the police. It was really cool of the Michigan State Police Department to show us all this data that they collected. We can see how fast and how quick all these police cars are, but the police are there to protect us. They're here to keep us safe. Don't try and outrun the police. That's not a good idea.
We like police as our friends, obviously. And if you want a more detailed breakdown of these numbers, just go over to tflcar.com where we've done a complete story and you can take a look at all the numbers. They also did 0 to 80, 0 to 100. So if you really want to kind of take a deep dive in these numbers, tflcar.com. As always, this is Roman
And Mike.
saying thanks for watching. Remember, check out TFL Car and maybe TFL Truck for the latest news, views, and of course, police vehicle reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.